Hello, guys, and welcome to Football Fan Den UK. Hope you guys have had a good evening. As I wasn't able to do a match watch along tonight, guys, but I am here for the post match reaction. Let's have a quick look over how tonight's game's gone. One fantastic result for Newcastle. Absolutely buzzing for them, guys. They've had a fantastic evening. Disappointed with Celtic, yes, yet again, as they lost to Lazio, and also Man City getting what we would all presume is just the norm, guys, coming out on top in the end, as they were pulled back to 1-1, but eventually they came out on top, as we would expect City to do. How strong they are. We know they've been having a bit of a bad couple of games, which is rare for them, but they did manage to pull off a good win with a 3-1 victory over RB Leipzig. So just bear with me a second, guys. I'm going to quickly bring up the match stats so we can have a look at them, and I will be coming to your comments, so do drop your comments in, guys. Love to hear your thoughts on tonight's games. So yeah, just bear with me a second, guys. Here we go. So we'll start with obviously Newcastle, as they had one hell of a victory tonight, guys. I think a few of us probably fancied them to win, being at home, but don't think we expected them to win so convincingly. Well, I certainly didn't. I thought they'd get the win, but I didn't think they'd win so convincingly. But what a performance from them. So I'm going to quickly share the match stats on the screen so you guys can see it. And also, I want to have a quick look as well, because I've not seen all the match stats after the game because I was busy getting ready to go live. So you guys could have your opinions heard. There we go. Sorted. So, yeah, obviously 12 shots for Newcastle, 11 for PSG, 8 on target for Newcastle, only 2 for PSG. I didn't realise it was as low as that. Only 2 shots on target for PSG, 8 for Newcastle, as I say. Possession. Now, the possession is quite interesting, isn't it, guys? 26% for Newcastle, 74 for PSG. I didn't realise it. I was expecting PSG to have it the higher percentage, but I didn't think it would be as much as that. So it just that, as it showed last night, guys, if you've seen the match stats from last night with Arsenal's game, it just goes to show how fans love this possession football. But this and Arsenal's result last night as well just shows that it doesn't always get you the results. You can have all the possession in the world, but it doesn't matter if you don't put the ball in the back of the net. It's an old cliche, guys, but it's so true, which is kind of why I'm not a big fan of the possession-based football. I love the attacking-minded side of the game rather than this keeping the ball all the time, because it kills the speed of the game sometimes, I feel, guys. But that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. So obviously passes there, 244 for Newcastle, 664 for PSG. Pass accuracy, 68% for Newcastle, 87% for PSG. Fouls, 16 against Newcastle, 9 against PSG. Bit of a difference there. Yellow cards, almost even. 3 for Newcastle, 4 for PSG. Red cards, none, thankfully. And offsides, 2 against Paris, none against Newcastle. Corners, 1 for Newcastle and 8 for PSG. Well, I did actually miss the first 30 minutes of the game, but I didn't realise Newcastle only had 1 corner. So let's quickly go to the chat. We'll go over the other games shortly, guys, but let's hear what you guys got to say in the chat. Ben, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. How you doing? Buzzing for you, as I'm sure Ben is going to say for Newcastle fans. Ben saying, well done, Newcastle. I thought he'd be saying something like buzzing for Newcastle. Top man, Ben. Absolutely, mate. Well said. Fantastic result for Newcastle. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game. Obviously, Ben disappointed last night, I think, with some results that came in. But good to see you enjoyed it, mate. So thank you for that, Ben. Welcome to the show, mate. Hope you're doing well. Milzard, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Miss Milzard saying, nice to see you doing this. No worries, mate. No worries. As I said to you guys, I want to start mixing it up and trying some other streams. We'll still be doing plenty of match watch alongs, guys, but obviously I've got to start mixing it up and give you guys a chance. It's so difficult when we're doing a match watch alongs to obviously talk to you guys as much. So I will be starting to do some shows like this so that I can allow you guys to have your say. That's the whole point of the channel, for fans to be able to come and feel a part of the channel, and for you guys to have your opinions heard. So that's a big thing that I want to make the channel around. So yeah, thank you for that, Milzard. I hope you're having a good evening, mate. Disappointing for Wigan last night. See, I was gutted for you guys, mate. You went 1-0 up, and then what happened, I don't know. I didn't see the game, but obviously the fact that you guys went 1-0 up was a good sign. Showed you got your team that Wigan obviously wanting to try and, or the players wanting to try. But yeah, hopefully we'll see Wigan improve their results. But welcome to the show, Milzard. Hope you've been out watching some of the European football, mate. Let me know what you think of that. And thank you for that, Milzard. Ben saying, big underdogs, but big winners. Yes, Newcastle, absolutely, guys. That atmosphere, what an atmosphere! Do you know what? I want to hear from you guys what you guys got to say. But do you know what? The classic image for me tonight was, I don't know if you guys noticed it. That side shot of the PSG manager. I forgot his name now. It's gone out my head. But the PSG manager stood on the touchline. And obviously, he's an Italian. He's all tanned up, looking all nice and swanky, you know, with his nice Italian tan. And there you can see in the background that the rain bouncing down, and the Newcastle fans in full voice, bouncing up and down, not bothered about the weather whatsoever. And what's it? Matt? Roberto, innit? It's Roberto, the PSG manager. Just that's it. I'm sure it's Roberto. Let me double check because I can't. Yeah, I'm sure it's Luis Enrique. That's it. Yeah, Luis Enrique. Sorry, sorry about that, guys. It would do me head in trying to remember who it was. So yeah, Enrique. So yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that image, but I thought that was absolutely top. Just seeing that side image of him, obviously not looking happy on the touchline. His teams, I think at that point, I think they were 3-1 down. And you could just see the rain absolutely bouncing it down. And obviously here in the UK, we're used to the bad weather, but obviously when you're managing in nice places like the south of France and Italy and Spain, you don't get the intensity of bad weather we get over here, do you guys? So yeah, I quite like that. I just thought I'd share that with you. So thanks for that, Ben. Yep, absolutely. Ian 80, how you doing, mate? Welcome to Football Fan Den. Ian 80, good to have you with us, mate. Ian 80 saying, who did your team do this week, Den? I think that's meant to say, how did your team do this week, Fan Den? My team won this week. Bolton winning, obviously, yesterday. So yeah, but obviously the channel Fan Den is not about my team, it's about fans, it's about you guys. So yeah, but welcome to the show, welcome to Football Fan Den. Ian, good to have you with us, mate. Was your team playing tonight, or was your team playing last night? Obviously we had some games on last night, but let me know, Ian. And welcome to Football Fan Den. Good to have you with us. Ben saying, I'm sorry, Celtic are Millwall in Champions League, nowhere to be seen. We're going to get to Celtic in a minute, mate. We're going to get to Celtic. I just obviously wanted to engage with you guys before I started banging through. Obviously, we've just had a look at the match stats of Newcastle, but we'll have a look at Celtic in a moment. BWFC forever saying it's Bolton. Ian, 1-3-2. Thank you, BWFC top man. Yep, absolutely fantastic win yesterday for Bolton. Coming out on top after being pegged back twice, so I was pretty chuffed with that. But obviously, like I keep saying, guys, I love my club, but I love football, and that is why I'm building Football Fan Den to obviously help fans come together, good fans like you guys. So thank you for that, BDFC. Welcome to the show, mate. How are you doing? I hope you've had a good night. Enjoyed the football. Nice in it when your teams won to be able to put your feet up and just watch the other results around the grounds. And I've got to be honest, guys. I do love watching UK clubs in Europe. I'm sure I've told you that before. I do love the European football. I'll be glad one day when Bolton get back to maybe to them heights again. It's a long way off yet, but one day they might do. They've been there before, so it's possible. BDFC forever saying very annoying, very annoyingly true, Ben. Oh yeah, with Celtic, yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, we'll come to that in a sec, guys. But yeah, absolutely, mate. I am so disappointed with Celtic in Europe. I really am. Millsard is saying go GG for Newcastle. Well, I'm not sure what GG means, but thanks for that, Millsard. I'm presuming it's somewhere along the lines of good. Great night for Newcastle as it was, guys. We got to give it to them. I know there might be some of you guys not maybe big fans of Newcastle, but let's be honest, they had a tough time under Mike Ashley. Quite a few years of real disappointing results, and just nothing exciting for their club. So we can't blame them. We've got to let them have their moment, and they deserve it. In my opinion, I think Newcastle deserve to have this good spell at the moment, even though I am concerned about their owners. But I'm sure we'll get to that in the future, guys. But at the moment, I'm just buzzing to see Newcastle fans enjoying their football again. Because let's be honest, guys, that's why we all look. At the end of the day, we all see our teams do good, bad, but we all want to enjoy the game. That's the bottom line. So when you see a club starve the success for so long that show such fantastic support like the Newcastle fans do, then it's nice to see them having that success and that good spell, which is what they're having. So I'm buzzing for them. Ben is saying, damned 8 shots on target for Newcastle. I know 8 shots, mate. What's quite surprising is the only 2 shots on target for PSG. Guys, what did you? I was impressed how Newcastle pretty much. I wouldn't say froze him out the game, but they played so well that Mbappe. Obviously, we all know what a great player he is, but he didn't get a sniff tonight. He did not get a sniff. I think maybe, I didn't see, I missed the first half an hour, so whether he got much of a chance in that first half an hour, I don't know, but he didn't get much of a chance tonight. I know there was a few skirmishes where he might have, got a little bit, if you like, in front of goal, but nothing clinical like we would expect for a top striker like him. So hats off to Newcastle for silencing him, really, for doing enough to silence, what is considered one of the world's most top players at the minute. So respect to Newcastle for like I say, for silencing him out the game, because I thought that's pretty much what they did. Yeah, like I say, he had a couple of sniffs of opportunities, but nothing special, nothing what we would expect a player of that skill set to be. We'd expect him to be on the fringes of goals all the time, but tonight he just was pretty much frozen out the game. Maybe frozen's a bit strong, I don't know. Like I said, missed the first half an hour, but he certainly didn't have a good game. Dave, how you doing, mate? Dave Shields, welcome to the show, mate. Good to have you with us, Dave. Hope you're doing well. Dave saying hi, guys, Stevie and all. Great night for both Newcastle and City. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Welcome to the show, Dave. Hope you're doing well, mate. And thank you for that. Yeah, absolutely. Well said, mate. Newcastle having a fantastic night, and City we're used to. I think we're starting to get used to City winning in Europe, but still fantastic for them. But we've got to give credit to Newcastle tonight. They've pulled off the shock of the night, if I would say, because I don't know. I'd love to know how many of you guys fancied Newcastle to win tonight. I fancied them to win, but I thought it'd be more tight, like a 2-1 tight game type thing. But yeah, they blew PSG away, didn't they? But I don't know. I don't want to take nothing away. If you guys saw the full game, let me know. Do you think Newcastle just shut PSG down tonight, or do you think PSG didn't play at their best? Let me know your thoughts on that, guys. Obviously, we don't want to take nothing away from Newcastle. They're a fantastic performance from them, but I would still love to know just in the honesty of football, what you guys think. Do you think that Newcastle were froze PSG out the game more, or do you think it was partly also PSG or some of the PSG players not showing their best form? Let me know your thoughts on that, guys. I'm not saying either way. I think, like I say, I think Newcastle had a fantastic night, but I would just out of curiosity, I'd love to know what you guys think. Millsard saying, nice to see an ex-Wigan player score for Newcastle, which is Dan Burn. Yeah, he's actually. So I believe he's actually a Newcastle lad, though. And wasn't he born up that way, or he was raised in the Newcastle area. But yeah, absolutely fantastic, Millsard. To Millsard there, just letting us know that Dan Burn had a spell at Wigan as well. So yeah, absolutely, mate. Shows you guys can spot the talent, I suppose, doesn't it, mate? So yeah, fantastic. Thank you for that, Millsard. Dave is saying, hi, Ben, Ian, Millsard, BWFC. Top stuff, Dave. What a guy. Absolutely loving the positive vibes from you guys, as always. Thank you, Dave. Top man. Geordie, how you doing, mate? I bet you're bouncing off the ceiling tonight. Geordie saying, a loose... a Looster crude apparition in Mongo. I don't get that. I think that's I'm not impressed with that comment. I think that's you're trying to make me look stupid with comments that are reading something else. Then I will block you. I don't tolerate nothing like that. This is a positive channel for positive fans, and I'm getting the impression you're not a positive fan. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Geordie. But if I see any more questionable comments like that, I will just block you, mate. Because, like I say, Fandent is about positive fans, not fans that are trying to be smart asses and get me to read out comments that are meaning something else. Millsard is saying, "Hey, Dave, nice one, Millsard. Top stuff, mate. Top stuff. Thank you. Loving the positive vibes." Millsard also saying, "Hey, Geordie. Thank you, mate. Top stuff." Ben, Geordie, I'm happy for your club. Absolutely, yep. I'm buzzing for the Newcastle fans, buzzing for them. Absolutely well deserved. Geordie saying, "Hey, Millsard, hey, mate. Top stuff. Thank you." Geordie. And Ben, he's saying, "Hi, Dave. Top stuff, guys." So you guys all obviously saying hello to each other there. Loving that, guys. So I'll come back to the comments in a sec. We've got to have a look at Celtic, guys. We've got to have a look at Celtic. Obviously, they had a bit of a disappointing night tonight, guys, didn't they? Really, really, not a surprise, to be honest. From my point of view, I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed with Celtic because every season I want to see Scottish clubs do well, and the Celtic fans, I know they're not going to like me saying it, but the reality is they bang on all the time about how great their club is, how they're the champions of Scotland, how none of the Scottish clubs go and get anywhere near them. But the reality is, in my opinion, guys, Celtic are be showing in the last season and starting to show it again this season that they are bang average. They are bang average. They might like to think of themselves as the most superior team in Scotland, but the reality is, in my opinion, guys, I feel that Celtic are holding Scottish football back. I've got to be honest. I've got to say it as I see it, and that's the reality of what I see. I see Celtic, a club that dominates Scottish football, fantastic, but they do not carry that into Europe. They don't show that strength that they show in Scotland. They don't show it in Europe. And I can say that safely because just look at their record over the last few seasons in Europe. Last season, knocked out of the Champions League with 1 point. The season before, I think they dropped out of the Champions League qualifying stage. Then they dropped into the Europa League, went into the group stage, got knocked out of that, dropped into the Europa Conference League, and then got knocked straight out of that. And the season before the Europa League, the Europa Conference League was introduced, they got knocked straight out of the Europa League again straight away at the first time of asking. Their record in Europe over the last couple of seasons is really, really disappointing. I do not want to sit here and bash Celtic. I want to be proud as a part of the UK football family of what they achieved. I want them to give credibility to the Scottish title. But the reality is, guys, when they're going into Europe and putting in such poor performances and consistently doing it, then I'm sorry, but they don't give credibility to the Scottish League, in my opinion. They just don't. They diminish it because, let's be honest, guys, Rangers have only been back involved in Europe for the last, what is it now? I think this is their fourth season, third or fourth season back being involved in Europe. And yes, they had a disappointing spell in the Champions League last season, getting knocked out, picking up no points, which was disappointing. But that's their first time back in it for a number of years. But I don't know, about 20 years or something like that. Or 15, 20 years, something like that. But the year before, they made a run to the final and got all the way to the final in the Europa League, which is what helped the coefficiency that got the automatic Champions League spot for the Scottish Premiership. So Celtic have benefited from what Rangers did that season by Rangers contributing massively to the coefficiency. And Rangers, obviously, I know Celtic fans won't like it, but the reality is that Rangers are showing better in the short space of time with a limited budget, better in Europe than Celtic are doing with a bigger budget and a longer spell in Europe, a more consistent spell over the last 10, 15 years. Whereas, obviously, as most of you guys, I'm sure, are well aware, Rangers had a good spell out of Europe because they got demoted all the way down the leagues to the bottom of the third division in Scottish football and had to work their way all the way back up before they could get playing back in Europe. So, for me, guys, Celtic really letting the side down for Scottish football. I really do think so. I'm not having a go at. I'm saying it as I say it, guys. This is not just one bad result tonight. This is a consistency of bad results for Celtic in Europe, and it don't look like they're going to get any better. They only seem to be able. What gets me with Celtic, what I don't understand is when they come up against really tough opposition like Barcelona, Real Madrid, these kind of teams, they can still lose, but they show a real desire, a real hunger, a real fight to try and get something out of that game. When they come up against teams that like Lazio, where they're maybe a little bit more on an even footing in respect to the talent, the quality, the size of the club, stuff like that, then they just never seem to get show their best form, what we see week in, week out in Scottish football. So for me, I would love to know what you guys think. I think I'm really just disappointed with Celtic, guys. I really expected them to put in a really strong performance tonight, but they huffed and they puffed. They created some chances. They dominated the majority of the game, but overall, they allowed Lazio to also play. And as we know, showed by the result, that eventually they came out losing. And why? Probably because they didn't take their chances more than anything. I only saw parts of the game and was watching parts of it on the other screen, but basically they didn't take their chances. So anyway, guys, I'll come back to you. Let me quickly read out these stats and then I'll come to your chat to see what you guys are saying. So total shots was 11 for Celtic, 9 for Lazio. Shots on target, 4 for Celtic, 3 for Lazio. Possession, 56% for Celtic, 44% for Lazio. Passes, 657 for Celtic, 530 for Lazio. Pass accuracy, 87% for Celtic, 83% for Lazio. Fouls, 10 against Celtic, 15 against Lazio. Yellow cards, 2 against Celtic, 4 against Lazio. No red cards. Offsides, 5 against Celtic, 4 against Lazio, and corners, 4 for Celtic, 3 for Lazio. So the numbers kind of do say that it was a 50-50 game, but there's too many of these 50-50 games in Europe that Celtic don't come out on top on. So yeah, I'd like to say maybe I'm being a bit harsh. I'll wait to see what you guys have to say. So thanks for that, Ben. I'm going to skip past some of these hellos, guys. But thank you, loving the positive vibes. So yeah, you guys all saying hello. Thank you, guys. Loving that positivity. Geordie saying, Dave Shields, it is, mate. No sleep tonight. Yeah, well, I suppose you guys that are Newcastle fans out celebrating, rightly so, mate. Absolutely. I hope you enjoy your night. It's well deserved. And what I'm buzzing with Newcastle. I was so impressed with the atmosphere from the fans as well. They didn't have to get behind the team, but that's what we love. That's what we do, guys, isn't it? As fans, that's what we do. You know, on big games, we get behind the players, and sometimes it's not always. I don't think, especially by the media. The one thing that's bugging me about the media is they keep saying crowd. Have you? I don't know if you guys ever noticed that, but when you've seen the mainstream media talking at the minute, they're always saying crowd. We're not the crowd, we're the fans. You know what I mean? So for me, that's a little bit annoying, but I suppose it's only a small thing. Ben is saying, wish Man United could perform like Newcastle. Well, yeah, Newcastle, the United thing is a whole different debate, I think, mate. But well, I think we could be talking about them all night, couldn't we, mate? But thank you for that, Ben. Dave saying, Jordy, enjoy. Absolutely well said. Dave, top stuff, mate. Absolutely. All you Newcastle fans out there, enjoy the evening. Jordy saying, Ben, Ben Gala, we're better team that. I'm confused with that. Gala, we're a better team that day. What day? Right. I think he's talking about, yeah, sorry, Galatasaray. It's the abbreviation that's thrown me off. Okay, thank you, Jordy. Yeah, Galatasaray were the better team last night, but still, you can understand why Man United fans are very frustrated with their team at the moment, mate. But you're right, Jordy. Well said, mate. In fairness, Galatasaray were the better team, and maybe United let them be the better team, but that's another debate for another time, innit, guys? So, yeah, thank you for that, Jordy. Sorry, it took me a moment to realise what you're trying to say. I didn't understand the abbreviation, mate. Milzard saying, joke time. Okay. And Milzard saying the ball kept getting bigger and bigger. I was wondering why, and then it hit me. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you, Milzard. Nice one, Dave. Yep, there's a good one, that in it. Yep. And thank you, Geordie. Thank you, mate. Benny saying, GG, good game. Great game. Right. I'm with you. Right. Thank you, Milzard. GG means good game. Top stuff, guys. Thank you, Milzard. What a guy. Yeah, it was throwing me off that. Sorry, guys. Sometimes you guys use abbreviation. You got to remember, I'm old school, guys. I'm old school. You know, so I'm not used to all these some of the abbreviations you guys that use that are younger than me. So at least I'm honest. Dave saying, come on, guys and gals, 8 people watching, but only 2 likes. Come on, share the love and appreciation. Thank you, Dave. What a guy. Absolutely. Thank you, mate. Yep. Thank you for that. Would be appreciated, guys, if you could hit that thumbs up. You know I don't bang on about it all the time. I do try to keep it to a minimum, so I can obviously talk to you guys more and obviously talk about football. But thank you, Dave, for that. Top man, what a guy. Yeah, thank you, and would be appreciated, guys. Thank you if you have hit it already. As I say, I don't like going on about it, but it is a necessary part of YouTube too, and it also helps more fans find us. So yeah, top man, Dave. Dave Mbappe, who? Yeah. That's a good one. Ben saying, Gaz, not his fault. There's problems with the board at PSG, so Mbappe is in the struggle. Uh, well, yeah, but even though there's problems off the field, that's more of a reason for him to stay focused on his football, mate. But I take on board what you're saying. That's a fair point. But at the end of the day, he's not going to stay young forever. He's not. A player's career is so short. And let's be honest, if he's not happy with the board, the board are not happy with him. It's 50-50. Let's be honest, Ben. He's been playing PSG with this, trying to making out he wants to move, then signing a new contract, then making out he wants to move again. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of PSG anyway, as I'm concerned about them as a future of football. But let's be honest, it's been 50-50. Yeah, the club might have irritated him, but he's probably also irritated the club with, trying to imply that he wants to move all the time. Let's be honest, if a player was doing that in our team, would you like it? Would you like it if a player kept faking to move and then not moving and then wanting to move? You want players that want to play for your club. You don't want players that are wanting to leave. And as much as Mbappe is a top player, and we all love watching him, at the end of the day, he still is just another football player that deserves the same, show the same respect to our football clubs as every other player we expect to show the respect to football clubs by, when they're being played by their club, they should show respect to that club and basically except while they're working there. You shouldn't be. It's this. The point I'm trying to get at, guys. I feel when players are messing clubs about like that, but faking wanting to move, they're not moving, then wanting to move again, they're not moving. They're disrespecting the fans. They're disrespecting the fans because really what they're showing is they don't really want to be there. They don't want to be there. The paycheck is keeping them there. They don't really want to. Now, I'm not being funny, guys. When I put on my Bolton shirt, I put it on with pride. Ben, when you put on your club shirt, I'm sure you put it on with pride. Dave, the same. You put your shirt on with pride. Millsard puts his shirt. Why? Because we're fans. And then when our clubs are playing football players to play for us, we want them to honour that shirt. We want them to wear it with pride and show it the respect that it deserves. At the end of the day, guys, that shirt represents the community of your club. It represents the community of where your club is situated. So as much as I would respect that Mbappe is a top player, and yes, we want to see him at his best, I take on board what Ben's saying. I respect your opinion, mate, and thank you for pointing it out. But for me, I think that's a 50-50 situation, and I think Mbappe is playing mind games with the board. He's playing mind games with PSG, and it's kind of now starting to backfire on him a little bit. So if he's not happy at the club, as far as I'm concerned, if he was playing for Bolton, I'd want him out. I don't care how great he is. If he was playing for Bolton, I'd want him out. I don't want to see players playing for my club that don't want to be there. I want to see players that take pride in wearing that shirt. And as a Bolton fan, we've had some good players at our club. Nicholas Anelka, Yorkiev, Okocha, there's plenty more. Johnson, we've had a number of top players. But while they was at Bolton, they showed respect to the club and showed that they were happy to wear the shirt, and they were proud to wear the shirt. I think that Mbappe should be showing that same respect to PSG. Everybody understands he wants to move to Real Madrid. I think even the PSG fans respect that he wants to move to that club that he's got, that it's his childhood club. They respect that. But when you're not showing your best all the time for the club that's paying your wages, and you're agitating for a move and making it quite clear and obvious that you don't really want to be there, then you can't really get the ump that the club is getting the ump with you. So that's my opinion. But thank you, Ben. Top comment. Thank you for pointing that out. I've got to give you a pause there for that because it's a top comment, in fairness. So thank you for that, Ben. BWFC Forever saying GG means good goal, Gaz. Thank you, mate. Top man. Thank you, BWFC. Thank you guys for explaining. As I really do appreciate you guys sometimes explaining the abbreviations, because I know like I say, I'm a bit older, and I'm a bit slower with it. So yeah. So top man, thank you, BWFC Forever. Millsard saying, I like these post-match reactions. Well, I love doing them, mate. As I said to you guys, I'm going to start doing them a bit more over the next few weeks and months. Obviously, it's as and when I can around work commitments as well, but I will be mixing it up and trying to start doing it a bit more so that you guys can have your say. And like I said, I think we will start to try and focus on. I've got planned to try and start doing it on a Saturday, but Saturdays are difficult because obviously it's Saturday. And a lot of you guys might be coming home from games and stuff, so not as easy to talk. So yeah, but we will be doing more of it. So thank you for that, Milzard, and I absolutely love doing them to hear what you guys have got to say. Like I said, that's a big part of what Fanden is about, involving you guys and letting you guys have your opinions heard. Even if I don't disagree with them, I will still respect them. So yep. Thank you, Milzard. BWFC Forever saying, yep, saying something different. Well, like I say, guys, we're building the channel. It's a gradual process, and there's a lot more to come for you guys that are part of the Fanden community. So just obviously, like I say, just one step at a time, guys. But yep, I'm glad you guys like it. We'll be doing it some more. So thank you for that, Milsard BWFC forever. Milsard saying, yep, okay, thank you, mate. Ben saying, Geordie don't need Saint anymore. He's in the past. He's happy with his payment. Obviously. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I've not really thought about it. Why? I've not heard Newcastle fans saying they're not happy with him. I've not heard any Newcastle saying that, but maybe then again, maybe there is. I don't know. I've not heard too many, but fair point, Ben. Fair point, mate. It's, like I say, I've not seen him play enough. I thought he was a fan's favourite, to be honest. But thank you for that, Ben. Milsard, laugh out loud. I'm not sure who's laughing at, unless I'm missing something. Obviously, I am. Dave saying, I know. I knew they was going to win tonight in style. PSG looked average, but Newcastle always play well in big games. ASP at home. PSG. I'm not sure if that's typed it wrong, but sorry, Dave. I'm not following the ASP bit. I knew they were going to win tonight style, but PSG looking average, but Newcastle always played well in big game. Yeah. So yeah, that's a fair point, Dave. Do you think that? Like I said, I did ask it before. Do you think that PSG played poorly, or that Newcastle made them look poor? What do you think, Dave? Do you think that? Because, like I say, Newcastle. I missed. I'm gutted. I missed the first half an hour because what a game it was. I was so. I would literally come in and I was absorbed within 30 seconds of it. So yeah, I'm gutted to miss the first half an hour, but these things happen. Can't help but work. But yeah, you're right. I don't know. Like I said, Dave, I'm interested to know whether you think that how well Newcastle played tonight is what nullified PSG, or do you just think that they were just average tonight? Is that what you're saying? But great comment from Dave. Thank you for that, mate. Top stuff. PFC underscore DY4 is Dylan. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the show, Dylan. Dylan saying, hi, guys. Sorry I can't stay long. Just wanted to pop in and congratulate Newcastle United. I only found out by your thumbnail, and that's truly a fantastic result and a real statement victory. Absolutely well said. Well said. Dylan, absolutely, totally agree with that, mate. That is spot on. It is a statement victory. I never thought of describing it like that, actually, but you're right, mate. It is. It's making a statement in it. 4 points as well out of their first 2 games. I know they got criticised a bit in the first game, obviously in Milan, with the fact that they got a bit of criticism from pundits, didn't they? Some of the pundits were criticising them for not getting forward enough, but that's football in Europe, isn't it? As we know, in Europe, you have to defend first and foremost in away games. You're always going to come under immense pressure away from home because home advantage counts massively in Europe. So I thought that Newcastle did a good job. It's not always about. Sometimes you just gotta if you, as Celtic should have done tonight. If you can't win it, don't lose it. And that's what Newcastle did in Milan. So I was quite impressed, even though they didn't get much chance. And yes, of course, we want to see them attacking more if we can away from home. But let's be honest, let's give them a break. Their first game in Europe, coming up against a tough team in Milan. I thought they did what they needed to do to get themselves into it. So, yeah, thank you for that, Dylan. And, yeah, no worries you can't stick around, mate. Thank you for dropping in. Much, much appreciated. Always appreciate you guys dropping in, even if you can't stay for long. But, yep, always appreciate you guys coming in. Like I say, Fan Den is about you guys feeling part of it. And obviously, I would never pressure you guys to come on. I appreciate what support you give when you can. And thank you for that, Dylan. Geordie saying, yo, I mistakenly commented that in the channel. It was about to send for another channel. Okay, fair enough, mate. Fair enough then, my bad. I don't know what, I couldn't work out exactly what you were saying, but I kind of obviously do get people coming on the channel sometimes trying to be clever, putting comments that mean something else. To get me to read it out, and then trying to make me look stupid. So obviously, when I get comments like that where it's a full sentence and I can't understand it, that's what I'm going to that's what I'm going to anticipate it being. So yeah, fair enough. My bad, Jordy, and hopefully we can. I can understand the rest of your messages in future, mate. So thank you for that, and apologies. At least from my point, if I overreacted, I'm honest enough to say that. But as I say, when you guys put a sentence and I can't understand a word of it, then I am going to, especially a count that I'm not as familiar with, I am going to anticipate that it might be somebody trying to make me look foolish. I'm sure you guys know what I mean by putting stupid back to front words where it says something else. And I don't mind a laugh and a joke, but when people are trying to do it at my expense, I don't particularly appreciate that, and I don't think you guys would either if you were sat here. Ben saying hi, PFC, top stuff. Thank you, Ben. Loving the positive vibes, and also Millsard, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. And Ben saying, Jordy, we're humans. We make mistakes. Well said, Ben. As you know, I always try not to judge people too quickly. I always prepare to try and give them a second chance, unless it's obvious that they've just been, just being a bonehead. So yeah, thank you, Ben. Top man. PFC saying, hi guys. I hope you are okay. Nice one, Dylan. Loving the positive vibes as always from you guys. Millsard saying, yeah, everyone makes mistakes. Absolutely. As you guys quickly. So thank you for that. Dave saying, evening PFC. Nice one, Dave. Thank you, mate. What a guy. You guys are awesome. And Dylan returning that same consideration. Top stuff, guys. Geordie saying that is just a question of my database system subject in my college anyways. Right, well, no worries. I couldn't make sense of it, mate. So I like I've just explained, I just did take the time to explain. Sometimes people come on trying to be clever, putting back to front words, as I'm sure you guys have done it yourselves when you were younger, or maybe whatever, or even seen it before, where people try to write words certain way round and it reads something else, and then trying to get me to read it. So when I don't understand a full sentence, I'm going to anticipate that it's somebody trying to make me look foolish. So yeah, as I say, I apologize if I misinterpreted your comment, but you can understand when it's a full sentence. If it's one word, fair enough. But when it's a full sentence, I can't make sense of. I'm sure you guys can understand why I would presume that it might be somebody trying to make me look foolish. Millsard saying, in my opinion, Celtic and Rangers should go to Prem like Cardiff and Swansea in the Championship. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, fair enough, Millsard. I don't think it'd be fair. I've got to be honest, mate. If they was to get the opportunity to play in the Premier League, I think out of respect for every other club in the Football League, they should have to climb up from League Two. I've got to say it, guys. And they should have to climb up from League Two. There's no way Celtic and Rangers should have an automatic pass into the Premier League. I've thought about this loads over the last couple of years as people have debated it. And for me, guys, no, I don't think they should. If they ever got the opportunity, yes, it would be great to get them in there. Of course it would. But I think out of respect for every other club in the Football League, they should have to work their way up from League Two. And they could do, guys. Let's be honest. They're big, they're big clubs. They've got big fan bases. And I think with the money in the English football, they'd be able to work their way up quite quickly. So for me, I take on board. I respect your opinion, Milzard. Top man, thank you, mate. But I personally, I think that if they did get the opportunity to play in the Premier League, I think they should have to work their way up from at least League Two. Not because they're not good enough to be in the Premier League, but simply out of respect for every other club in every other league from downwards, because all these clubs are all trying to get promotion. If you just suddenly stuck Rangers and Celtic into the Premier League, then it means two less teams are going to get promoted. Why should two less teams get promoted so that Rangers and Celtic can get promoted, get into the Premier League? It wouldn't be fair. So for me, I think minimum they should, and there's also an argument whether they should start from the National League, but that's a different debate, isn't it? But for me, definitely they should have to at least play from League Two if there was ever to get the opportunity. But great comment, thank you, Milzard. Ben saying Rangers, Celtic, make Celtic play City, see how they lose. Well, do you know what? Actually, I think if they played City, they might actually play a bit better, mate. Do you know? I really do. I remember Celtic played awesome against Barcelona a few years back, a good few years back now, when Neil Lennon was in charge. And what a performance they put in that night. But also the fans. The fans helped massively that night. They helped them at Celtic Park get over the line. They won 2-1 that night. And I think even Messi came out afterwards. This, like I said, it's a good few years back, guys. I think Messi came out afterwards and said that it experienced a very unique atmosphere at Celtic Park. And obviously he's played in some amazing football atmosphere, but he praised the Celtic fans for the support that they showed getting behind their team. And I respected him for saying that, to be fair. So, yeah. But thank you for that, Ben. Ben also saying like 7-1 or something. Right? Well, you could be right. You could be right. Man City that good, they could do that. But like I say, I think that it seems to me the better, the tougher the opposition that they come up against in Europe, the more they rise to the challenge. So, yep. But thank you for that, Ben. You could be right, mate. But like I say, I think maybe they might rise to the challenge a bit more than people had expect. And that's only going off assessing Celtic in Europe for a number of years. It's not going off one night, guys. I say when I analyse clubs, a lot of the time I'm thinking how they've done over a number of seasons. I'm not thinking like the short term. Because the reason that is because one thing that annoys me sometimes with pundits is how they jump on the bandwagon and start getting on the team's back after 3 defeats. It's like, hang on a minute, any team can have a bad run of games, but sometimes you have to look at that bigger picture, don't you? PFC DY4 is saying, I'm biased towards Celtic purely because I have family that support them. I personally think they focus too much on winning the league, which is great, no doubt, but they should. Okay, guys, Milsart, Dave, I'll come back to your comments in a second. Go on. They should do what Manchester City did last year and purely focus on just the Champions League or whatever European competition they are in. 2-2. Well, that is a fantastic comment, Dylan. I like that, mate. You're right. Do you know what? You are absolutely spot on, in my opinion, because the bit that you said there about Celtic focusing too much on the league, I think you're right. I think this. I don't think it's just Celtic though. Celtic are guilty about it the most because their European results are showing that. But we can't really apply that the same to Rangers because obviously they did get all the way to the Europa League final two seasons ago. So they obviously have tried in Europe in recent seasons. But I think both clubs are guilty of it, mate. I think you're right. I think both clubs pin so much focus on winning the Scottish Premiership, and as they should pin a certain amount of focus on it. Of course, they should. But my point with exactly picking up on what you're saying there is, after Celtic winning the SPFL Premiership so many times consistently over the last few years, especially while Rangers weren't involved as well. They've continued to be strong in Scottish football, and that there's an argument that's that they deserve commending for that. There is an argument for that, but when it means that they're not showing that strength in Europe, I think that's when questions need to be asked. So for me, I think that Dylan, you make a great point there, mate. I think that Celtic should put a bit more focus on Europe and a little bit less focus on the league, because let's be honest, they can win the league every season if they focus enough on it. But they can't win the Champions League every year, and they can't win a Europa League every year. They need to give that extra focus, because they're letting themselves down. In my opinion, they're letting themselves down with disappointing results. But thank you for that, Dylan. Great comment, mate. Absolute top comment. Millsard saying, yep. So Millsard agreeing with that. Thank you, mate. Dave saying, I've not seen Mr. Ryan Barnsley for a couple of streams. He was in I think he was in last night, mate. I think he was in last night, if I remember rightly. I think I've upset him because I criticised him a little bit, because I didn't criticise him too much, but I just said a little bit because he was banging on about Barnsley winning the league and being the best team and dominant, and it was like, hang on a minute. I'd say, why is it come on banging on when you're winning, but you don't come on when you're losing? And I don't think you like that. So it's only a simple statement, ain't it, guys? But I don't think you liked it. But yeah, I'm sure it was last night. I'm sure it was last night. It was on Dave. Dave also saying, "Oh, good, thanks, PFC. Nice one, Dave. Top stuff, guys. Loving the positive vibes. Oh, you guys are fantastic." PFC _ DY4 Dylan saying, do what Man City did last year. Oh, I read that one. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I read that one. PFC also saying, good to hear, Dave. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Dylan. And Dave Millsard saying, Celtic and Rangers mid-table in Premiership. In the Premier League. You have to remember, Millsard, the Scottish Premiership is called Premiership, so it gets a bit confused. Does that mean in the Premiership in Scotland, or the Premier League, which is obviously in England? That's a little bit confusing. I'm not sure which league you're referring, but I'm presuming you mean in the Premier League. So yeah, I'm not having a go or anything, Millsard. Don't take it the wrong way, mate. I'm just saying, because it's called Premiership in Scotland, whereas in England it's called Premier League, isn't it? So that's a little bit confusing whether you mean it. I think you mean in the Premier League. But yeah, I'm presuming you think that Celtic and Rangers would finish mid-table if they was involved in the Premier League. Yeah, that's a good shout, mate. I think a few fans have said that to me, to be honest. So yeah, that's a fair viewpoint. I think a lot of fans actually do agree with you, to be honest. Not saying all fans, but I think a lot of fans I've heard say similar thing, that they feel Rangers and Celtic would be mid-table if they were in the Premier League. So yeah, thank you for that, Millsard. Thanks for sharing your opinion on that, mate. PFC _ DY4 Dylan saying, I am going to have to hop off now, as I need to be up early tomorrow. Sorry I couldn't stay long, but it was nice to see some familiar faces and meet some new ones. Take care, guys. Best wishes. Absolute. Thank you, Dylan. Top man. Thank you for that. Enjoy the go and get rested up, mate. And thank you very much for getting involved. Always appreciate you dropping in when you can, mate. And thank you for the positive comments as well, mate. And always appreciate it. Enjoy what's left of your evening. Rest up, mate, and hopefully catch up with you again soon sometime. So stay safe, Dylan. Take care, mate. Stevie saying, hi, Gaz and chat. Sorry, just busy in the background. Just want to say hi. Thank you, Stevie. I always know you're helping out in the background. So thank you for that, Stevie, mate. Top man. Ben saying bye, PFC. Awesome. What a guy. Thank you, Ben. Stevie saying, laugh out loud, Millsard. Just read your joke. That's a good one. It is, yeah. Well said, Stevie. It is a good one. I've got to give him that. Millsard saying, hi, Stevie. And bye, Dylan. Nice one, Millsard. Top stuff, mate. Top stuff. And Millsard saying, thank you, Stevie. Awesome. Dave saying, I agree, PFC. They don't need to win the Scottish Premiership every year to prove they are a good team. They should let let go of the league for 1 or 2 seasons, it won't hurt them. Yeah, well, to be fair, they shouldn't need to. They don't need to necessarily let go of it, do they? But they should prioritise the Europe for a change. But yeah, well said, Dave. Absolutely got to agree with you there, mate. I think if they, I think even if they didn't focus on it as much, I think they'd still be in with a chance of winning it. The problem is that they sometimes do prioritize it, don't they? Early in the season to get off to a good start, and maybe that's where they, kind of like you say, maybe they could, maybe before games they could be resting players, because I don't never see Celtic rest too many players before Champions League play. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying it's not noticeable. They tend to play their first team quite regular, with only really adjusting it slightly in the Champions League occasionally. Obviously, when they're playing away from home, they might play a different formation. When they play at home, I think they play how they play most of the time in Scotland. So they have the confidence to play like that at home, but away from home, they do play slightly different. But yeah, thank you for that, Dave. Well said, mate. Milzard saying, yes, I agree. Nice one, Milzard. And Dave saying, hi, Stevie. Better late than never. Thank you, Dave. Nice one, mate. Thank you. Stevie saying, hi, Dave. Yeah, absolutely. Nice one, guys. And Stevie saying, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to Fandom. Thank you, Stevie. Yep, thank you for that, mate. Don't forget, guys, please do it that thumbs up if you haven't. So anyway, guys, before I come to more comments, let's quickly go to Manchester City's result. Obviously, match stats, we've not read out City, so it's on it right that we quickly have a look over Man City's performance in stat numbers tonight. So just bear with me a second, guys, while here we go. So let's get rid of the Celtic one. Bear with me a second, guys. Let's get rid of that. There we go. I think it's that one. Might be the wrong one, this. No, that's the Newcastle one. Sorry, let's get rid of that. Sorry, guys, I'm getting confused because I had all three of them open then. So here we go. We've got the right one now. We should have. There we go. So Manchester City's stats against RB Leipzig are as follows, guys. 3 shots for RB Leipzig, 18 for City. Whoa, that is some domination in it. 1 shot for RB Leipzig, 5 for City on target. Possession, 31% for Leipzig. Leipzig, 69% for Man City. Passes, 351 for Leipzig, 768 for Manchester City. Passer accuracy, 85% for Leipzig, 92% for Manchester City. Well, I've seen Manchester City with high before, but I think that's the highest I've ever seen for Manchester City pass accuracy, 92%. That's amazing, isn't it, guys? Fouls, 12 against Leipzig, 6 against City, which is kind of what we would expect really with those. Yellow cards, 2 against Leipzig, 1 against City. Red cards, none. Offsides, 3 against Leipzig and 1 against City. Corners, 2 for Leipzig and 3 for City. So, yeah, good performance by City's normal standards, that really, innit, guys, really. City's standard performance, I would say that. Dominating the game, dominating possession. And the one thing that does stand out for me, though, is that pass accuracy. I've seen it high before for City, but that is high. So, yeah. Dave is saying, hope your Hope you're well, Stevie. Thank you, Dave. What a guy. Thank you, mate. Top man, loving the positivity. And Millsard saying, yeah, top stuff. Thank you, guys. Stevie saying, yeah, all good. Thanks, Dave. You. Nice one, Stevie. What a guy. Thank you, Stevie. Millsard saying, Stevie, have a go. Have you got a joke? Well, Steve, if he has, Stevie's got probably he's really busy at the minute. He's actually helping out in the background, but he's actually working at the same time, guys. So big shout out to Stephen, helping out tonight. Stevie actually at work. So yep. So how's it going, Riley? I'm not reading all that out, mate. That's a long account name. Riley's a new account, new channel name, the normality channel with Riley Taylor. How's it going, Riley? Welcome to the show, mate. That's a bit of a mouthful, that. So I suppose it's catchy. I'll give you that. It's a catchy name, but it's a lot to say. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Riley saying, let's talk about Newcastle. Evening from a dry but cold Lincolnshire. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. I've not spoke to you for a while, Riley. I hope you're doing well, mate. Yes, we've been talking about Newcastle. Absolutely fantastic performance from them. The question I was asking earlier, mate, was do you guys think that Newcastle stopped PSG, or do you think that PSG was poor? I'm not saying either way. I'm not trying to take anything away from Newcastle. I was well impressed with them tonight. I personally thought that they nullified PSG with the way that they were playing. The tactics was spot on tonight for Newcastle. So yeah, Eddie Howe deserves a lot of praise as well. It can't just be the players. Players obviously deserve a lot of praise, but Eddie Howe as well, and also the fans. The fans made it an intimidating atmosphere. So yeah, welcome to the show, as I say, Riley. And yeah, absolutely fantastic performance from Newcastle tonight. Dave is saying, "Oh, good, thanks, Stevie. Nice one, Dave. Top stuff, mate." Wigan Athletic fan channel is saying, I just changed YouTube channel name. Okay, is that you, Milzard? I'm presuming that's Milzard then. Yeah, it is. So thank you, Milzard. No worries, mate. No worries. So new account name, Wigan Athletic fan channel. Okay, mate. Yeah, sounds good. That, although you have to remind yourself, guys, if your account name is a bit too, what you have to think of is your audience reading it or recommending it. If it's too long and they're not going to remember it, to recommend it to people, it's got to be catchy and easy to remember in it. But yeah, I would say that's pretty easy to remember. Wigan Athletic fan channel. Ben is saying hi. The normality channel with Riley. Thank you, Ben. Top stuff, mate. Thank you. Ben with the positive vibes as always. Don't forget, guys, please do hit that thumbs up if you haven't. And thank you very much if you have already. Wigan Athletic Milzard saying, so it's me, Milzard. Thank you, mate. No worries. I kind of guessed that. Riley saying, how's weather at the moment in Wigan? Did you guys see the weather tonight up there in Newcastle? As I said to you guys before, that image tonight of Luis Enrique stood on the touchline and just seeing the rain bouncing down behind him, and all the Newcastle fans stood there just in t-shirts. It was absolutely classic. It was classic, guys. But that's I thought that, but that's because I'm a northern lad, aren't I? So to me, obviously, we're used to the bad weather. Well, I think even you guys down in the south of England are used to plenty of rain, especially in London. I think you guys maybe get a little bit milder in winter temperatures wise, but I think you guys in London get just as much rain sometimes as us in the north, don't you? I think maybe it's the south coast that gets a bit less. But let me know your thoughts on that if you have any thoughts. So thank you for that, Riley. Glazer's saying it's me, Milzard, but it didn't let me type it. Was glitching as on this account now. Okay, no worries, Milzard. Thank you for that, mate. And yeah, no worries. So that's your Manchester United channel, obviously. Milzard, a fan of Wigan and Man United as well. So nothing wrong with that. So sure, some of you guys also have a soft spot for a second club. Riley is saying, See what Howe has done. Mbappe is not good. Not in, Mbappe in not good mood with PSG. Yeah, well, I'm not going to get into that again. I did mention it earlier. I think it was, I can't remember. It was Ben or Milzard mentioned about it. PSG, I think it was Ben mentioned about it, and I had my opinion, so I'm not going to repeat myself on that. But thank you, Riley. Thank you for that, mate. Appreciate you sharing your thoughts. Dave is saying, why do why do I lot keep changing? You lot, I think that's meant to say. Why do you lot keep changing your names? Don't you think Gaz and Stevie have a hard enough time trying to keep things going without trying to remember who you are? Thank you, Dave. What a guy. Thank you, Dave. I do appreciate you pointing that out. Yeah, mate. But I understand that they're doing it because they're young, aren't they, mate? I think more than anything. But thank you for that, Dave. Yeah, what a guy. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right, mate. It can be quite challenging sometimes when different account names. But yeah, what a guy, Dave. Noticing that, but I think they're just young, Dave. I think they're just young, mate. I think that's why they get tempted to keep coming up with new ideas and try new account names. So yeah, but you're right, mate. It can get confusing. Top man, Dave, for noticing and thinking of that. Glazer's saying, I'm only a Wigan fan, so they will know who I am. I'm only Wigan fan, so they will know who I am. I think you are. I think we might have had another Wigan fan on at one point, but then they didn't stay long. So yeah, but you are the only main Wigan fan in the fandom community. You're right, mate, at the moment. But hopefully, one or two more will get added as we keep working and keep building the channel, mate. So hopefully, you'll have one or two of your club fans with joining you as part of the fandom community as we continue to build. Just takes time, guys. Just takes time. Dave is saying, yeah, guys, funny comments, i.e. Pauline. Okay, then, yeah. I'm thinking you got me thinking there. I'm thinking I'm knowing what you mean. But thank you for that, Dave. Glazer's saying, imagine Rangers and Celtic in Papa John's. Oh. I'll give you that one. That's different. Glazer's saying, I'm going to hop off now. See you next stream. Stay safe and bye. Now, bye for now. Thank you, Milzar, top man. Thank you, mate. What a guy. Yep. No worries. I understand. Like I said, guys, I just thought I'd drop on to do an hour or so tonight. Like I say, start trying to do other types of shows as well, not just the match watch alongs. But thank you to all you guys that come and got involved tonight. Really appreciate the positive comments, and hopefully you guys like this kind of show because we are going to start doing it a bit more as and when I can. So yeah, thank you, Milzard. A pleasure having you involved as always, mate. And yeah, same to you, mate. Stay safe and well. Look after yourself, mate. Rest up, and yeah, look forward to having you involved in future streams, mate. Thank you, top man, Milzard. Rest up, mate, and thank you. Take care. Riley Taylor saying, anyhow, amazing. Take a look what Eddie Howe has done to the team. This is amazing. Got to applaud himself. Yeah, well said, Riley. Absolutely, mate. Well said. I totally agree with you, mate. Like I say, the players deserve a lot of credit for what they've achieved tonight. And also the fans, can't forget the fans, Newcastle fans deserve to give themselves a pat on the back, but rightly pointed out by Riley Taylor saying about the manager, Eddie Howe, and what a fantastic job. And you're right, mate, his tactics in that first half were absolutely spot on. It really organised Newcastle well. They were well prepared. They nullified PSG in that first half. And you could see as the game went on, you could see PSG started to look frustrated. and they started to look like they were now lacking in ideas. I think they had a bit of a spell, didn't they, when after they scored that goal and they obviously pulled one back. There was about a 5-10 minute spell where they started to look a bit brighter and a bit sharper, but it didn't last long because Newcastle got back to basics. Eddie Howe made a couple of changes, didn't he? Brought on a few fresh legs, and that really helped them pick themselves up and go on and obviously start attacking again, defending well. And yep, they saw it out and got another goal in the end as well. So yeah, well said, Riley. Well said, mate. Riley also saying, so I know it's early doors. Safe bet for Newcastle to win the Premier League by May. Wow, that's an interesting one. Fair enough. Thank you for that, Riley. Yeah. Well, I've got to give you I've got to give you applause for at least sticking your neck out and sharing your opinion on that, mate, because I think they'll be up there. I think they could be up in the mix, but to say they'll win the league at this stage, you're a brave man. You're a brave man, mate, because you know what fans are like. Some fans will jump on you if you're wrong. I wouldn't I wouldn't criticize you too much. It's easy done. It's easy. That's what we love about football, don't we? Giving predictions as well. But yeah, fair enough, Riley. Good shout, mate. I like your confidence. I like your confidence. So yeah. So guys, I'm going to quickly run. If you guys got any final thoughts, please do share them with me now. I'm going to quickly run through the championship results because we've not really discussed the championship tonight. Obviously been focused on the Champions League, but there has been some games in the English Championship tonight as well, guys. Coventry won 1-0. Coventry winning 1-0 against Blackburn Rovers. Leeds got a 1-0 win at home against QPR. Leicester City winning 3-0 against Preston. Sunderland 2-0 winners against Watford, and Swansea 2-1 winners against Norwich City. Rotherham United losing 2-1 to Bristol City. Well, good to see that Leeds have found a way to grind out a result, because they've obviously been kind of up and down since the start of the season. They picked up points and then they've won games, lost games. They've not really showed any kind of momentum. So 1-0 win for them might start to help them get a bit of confidence in the team. 1-0 win, obviously clean sheet. Good result for Coventry. But what is going on with Blackburn? Blackburn really seem to be having a bit of a tough time the last few games. They've not been picking up much points. You guys think Blackburn could be in trouble? Let me know. Good strong win for Leicester. Leicester really showing that strength at the moment in the Championship, aren't they? They look unstoppable at the moment. They're really, really starting to turn it on in the last couple of games. Yeah, not a surprise to see them coming out 3-0 winners against Preston at home. Sunderland, yeah, good win for them against Watford. I know some of the Sunderland fans have been a bit frustrated with some of the performances from their team. I've not actually seen a Sunderland since the start of the season when I watched them against. Was it? No, that was Middlesbrough, wasn't it? So I don't think I've actually seen Sunderland this season actually properly. If I have, it's only a fleeting glimpse. So I've not seen them loads, but yeah, good win for them against Watford. Obviously, I would expect Watford might be up there at the top end of the table come the end of the season, challenging for promotion. So yeah, they could be, but Swansea City with a 2-1 win against Norwich. That's a good result for them, actually. I know it's a home tight game, that by the looks of it. But yeah, equally good result. And obviously Rotherham losing to Bristol. So I had a really good result that for Bristol away from home against Rotherham. But I think Rotherham having a tough time as well this season. So yeah, but let me know your thoughts if you have any, guys, before I jump off. I'm going to jump off in a minute. Riley said, how away the lads to all, especially those Newcastle fans. Night, I'm off. Okay, thank you, Riley. Thank you, mate. Top man. What a guy. Thank you, Riley. Also with a final comment here saying, Riley saying, just remember PSG have been Spursy. Spursy, Scoused out, got burnt like a burger being burnt on the barbecue from Newcastle tonight, who are hungry for more. Yeah, well, fair comment. They are hungry for more. I'm not sure about the first comment, though, what you're saying about Scousers out, what Scoused out. I'm not sure what. I'll give that one a miss. But thank you for that, Riley. Appreciated, mate. And appreciate you coming, getting involved. And thank you for the positivity, mate. Take care. Enjoy what's left of your evening. Stay safe and well. So, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully, you guys liked the show. It was a pleasure doing something different tonight for you guys. So, thank you for all you guys that dropped in. Loved all the positive vibes. Really appreciate it, guys. And yep. Hopefully, you guys enjoy what's left of your evening. Stay safe and well. Hope you guys have a good day tomorrow. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.